So, in back-to-back weekends, I saw a movie where a character gets visions of the future. One is a masterpiece, the other is Dune Part 2. I got the jokes. Yes, I, former film student, have finally, I say finally, but the movie came out Thursday, I have seen Dune Part 2. The film, for those sleeping under a rock, is obviously a sequel to Dune Part 1 released back in 2021. It is directed by Denis Villeneuve, the same director as Prisoners, Sicario, Arrival, and Blade Runner 2049. It stars Timothée Chalamet, Javier Bardem, Rebecca Ferguson, and Zendaya, as well as a slew of other big-name actors like Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, and Stellan Skarsgård. And guys, I have to say, despite all the hoopla and commotion about this movie, after seeing it, well, this movie is a modern masterpiece. I had you in the first half, didn't I? Yes, I went into Dune Part 2 with massive expectations. I really loved the first film and have enjoyed all of Denis' work to a very high degree. And after seeing Madame Web 1 week ago, my soul had been a little broken, my spirit dampened. Is this what we had been reduced to? And then, like a sole star in the pitch black night sky, there was hope, in the form of one of the most engaging, well-presented, and expertly crafted science fiction blockbusters to ever grace the silver screen. This is one of those movies, one of those films, the ones your parents tell you about. Oh, I wish you would have been there to see when Star Wars first hit theaters back in 1977. I really wish you could have been old enough to see the Battle of Helm's Deep in theaters when Lord of the Rings: Two Towers graced us with its presence. You couldn't understand what it was like seeing 2001: A Space Odyssey in theaters. Well, folks, here you have it, your chance to be a part of history. Dune Part 2 is a masterclass in big-budget blockbuster filmmaking. This isn't a fun and campy Marvel film that you'll forget about a week later, or an egregiously dark and depressing DC film. This isn't a giant monkey fighting a giant lizard like it's a video game. This is pure sci-fi heaven. Everything in this film works. Across the board, the performances are magnificent. When Timothée Chalamet was initially cast, despite knowing his talents as an actor, I wasn't sure I could buy into him being a powerful warrior and strong leader. But there's a point in this film, without spoiling, in which his screen presence becomes so unbelievably strong. To complement that, and perhaps my favorite performance in the film, is Rebecca Ferguson. She is simply perfect in every second she graces the screen. Austin Butler plays one of the most memorable and entertaining villains I've seen in a film in a very long time. And simply put, every person in this film brings their A-game at all times. Carrying this trend over from the first film, and no surprise to anyone who's seen Denis' work, but the visual effects are magnificent. There is not a single effect in the film that doesn't look real or takes me out of the scene. Every visual effect, whether it's the sandworms or all of these spaceships, lasers, and other medley of sci-fi imagery, it all looks completely authentic to the environment of the scene. The visuals and sound design lure you in from the opening shot and never let you go. I was constantly engaged in every scene and never once bored. I felt no desire to ever check my phone, and for a film that's over 2 hours and 40 minutes, that's quite the feat. Not only that, but when the credits started, I simply wanted more. It works in such perfect tandem to the first film that you could almost see both films as one complete movie. However, after rewatching Dune prior to viewing the second, both work really well on their own. I really don't know what to say about this film, when everything is so perfect and flawlessly executed, whether it be the roaring and sprawling sound design, the captivating performances, the striking and memorable imagery, the blaring, droning score that complements every scene so fittingly. It's the type of film where you specifically try and nitpick elements just so you have one negative thing to talk about. But even the minor, and I mean minor issues I may have with the film, a small editing choice here and there, one casting choice that wasn't even particularly bad but could have been slightly better, nothing in this film in its entire runtime ever takes me out of the experience. You are simply strapped in and taken along for a wild ride as if you were one of the Freemen yourself riding the back of a monstrous and epic sandworm. There is so much to love and appreciate about Dune Part 2 that it's hard to even talk about it in a focused and concise way. But like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a must-see. This isn't the type of film you wait for it to come to streaming. I don't care how big your TV is or how great your home theater setup is. This is the film you see in the biggest theater you can on a Friday or Saturday night with a packed crowd. The type of film that in 30 to 40 years you will tell your own kids about. Films like this come around once in a blue moon. but they are a rare, rare commodity. A film that pushes the boundaries of a genre, pushes the boundaries of filmmaking, and leaves a lasting impact on those who see it. Dune Part 2 in every way, shape, and form is a modern masterpiece, an instant classic, a true gem of the sci-fi genre, and a damn fine piece of art from one of the premier filmmakers of our time. I cannot sing the praises of this film enough. Please do yourself a favor, allow yourself the pleasure of seeing Dune Part 2. Allow yourself to be a part of history, and not just the person who sees it 3 months down the line on a 65-inch TV in your living room. Trust me, it is worth the price of the ticket. Well, that's really it for today, guys. As always, if you did like the video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and make sure to click the little bell notification button so you get notified when I post new content. Also, if you like horror films, check out my horror movie podcast, Scared Speechless, new episodes every Monday, anywhere you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and even here on YouTube, so check us out over here. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next video.